First tonight, Aaron Stephan is getting close to finishing a project he's been working on for much of the last year. It's called Paths Woven, and it's a 70-foot-long sculpture that will hang in the terminal at the San Diego airport.
Aaron Stephan studied at the Maine College of Art, works in Portland, and has been an artist for about 20 years. For the most part, he creates sculptures, which makes sense since he realized at a young age that whatever he did in life, he wanted to work with his hands. So you knew you didn't want to sit at a desk, and
That's right.
You didn't want to just sit at a desk even thinking lofty artistic thoughts. You wanted to make stuff.
I want to move the desk around, yeah.
If I were to look back on a gallery of your previous works, would there be sort of a common thread that ties them together, that sort of defines your work?
For me, there's a deep passion about the stuff that I'm surrounded by, right? And how it functions, how it speaks to you. You know, you have the piece like this where you have these concrete blocks. They're exactly like any other concrete block, but they're twisted just slightly just to take you out of that norm and kind of like question what that thing is, right? And so I would say almost it's a dialogue of things.
You've been doing this work for about how long now?
20 years.
How has your work changed?
It's a lot better than it used to be.
That's a good answer. That's what we all should be saying about our lives. Most of Stephan's works over the last 2 decades have been sculpture. Look at what he's created, and you get a sense of his range. Sometimes playful, sometimes serious, always original and imaginative. Let's talk about what you're working on now.
Yes.
Can I pick this up?
Yes.
This is the project that you
Oh my God, you broke it.
consumed by now. I hope I don't snap the tail off. What is this, Aaron?
So this is a project for San Diego Airport. It's for the meter greeter room. So it's basically the room that you arrive in when you come at the airport. So there's like the guy standing there with the signs waiting with your name on it. And this sculpture is hanging above in that space. It consists of about 25 full-size ladders. The entire piece is about 70 foot long and about 16 foot in diameter. But you come in and the first thing you see is just a singular ladder coming up through the space. And then as you enter the room, you kind of discover that this piece goes to the other end and kind of joins all these other ladders.
In creating a work of public art, there is a substantial amount of bureaucracy that has to be navigated. On this project, Aaron Stephan is not working alone, following his own muse. Instead, he has to deal with public officials and engineers and architects, all to make sure the sculpture is integrated into the building. So, these are the elements from which the sculpture will be created.
Yes.
What do you got here?
Well, there's about 125 sections that make up all these components of the entire sculpture. They get installed piece by piece, so each component gets attached to a cable in the ceiling. And then these lap joints connect to the other lap joint in the next piece. They get bolted together and then sealed off.
And every one of these is different?
Yeah, every
one
piece is entirely unique.
How many of these pieces are there?
There's about 125.
125 of these, every one of them its own shape.
Yes.
I would think that this would have just driven you crazy trying to figure out how this all comes together.
I feel fine. Yeah, it's fairly complex. It's fairly complex, I guess. But I mean, it's one of the advantages of having a year to make a project and kind of slowly develop it and kind of work out these different systems to do it. So.
I want to give people a sense of how big these things are. Can we take one out?
Sure.
Can we take that one out?
Yeah. So actually, this is a singular section right there.
There we go.
So that's the size. So it's I mean, it's based off the size of the ladder. There's something, you know, like we were talking about how normally in this situation you would have this kind of monumental sculpture, right? And it's meant to be something that's revered and you're looking up to, right? You know, that's what a public sculpture traditionally is. And for me, I really enjoyed the fact that this is made from a human-sized ladder, right? You know, it's something that you could actually grab onto, and so you have this direct relationship to this monumental piece. So rather than being separated from it, you become part of it, right?
What kind of a feeling will you have when you see this finally come together and it's there in that building in San Diego in the way that you hope you had envisioned it?
Gee, I wish I would have painted it red. It's probably the.
Oh, artists, they're never entirely happy, are they?
No, it's true.
So are you going to do something a little easier for the next project, just to take a load off?
Smaller. The next one's going to fit inside of a suitcase, I think, is the plan.
Yeah.
Can't blame him on that.
No,
Yeah.
after the 70-foot long one that hangs from the ceiling in the airport, I'd be going a little more modest on scale too.
Right, no big deal.
All right, pretty soon Aaron Stephan will have those 125 curved ladders packed up and shipped to San Diego.
If everything runs on schedule, the sculpture will be installed at the San Diego airport next month. That is pretty impressive. That's quick.
It's a cool project. Very
All right.
impressive.